Hi everyone. So I don't have like really much to say, but I don't want to skip my weekly episode. I want to at least do that. I think last week's was like Monday and today's Thursday. And like I don't really have a whole lot to say because it's been so sunny and so hot, like mid to upper 90s, and I just can't go out and that stuff. And usually like when I leave the house is when things like happen. So, but I think I'll just talk a little bit about my cats because, if you're autistic, you probably love pets or at least to hear about animals of some sort. So, that's what I'm going to do. And then that will be that. And then I'll come back next week. So first up is Apollo, my soul kitty number 2. Um, So he's a very like I don't know, sensory oriented. Is that the right way to say that? He likes certain materials. Like he likes to rip things, shred things. I don't know if it's the sound or like how it feels to like tear something or like both of those things, but we have experimented with different textures. His favorite is just like wrapping paper. So we have like leftover Christmas paper. And I mean, I think I talked before about how like he enjoys just tearing it and splitting the pieces out. And well, since I've said that, if I did, we have moved on to regular tissues, um, paper tissue, like the stuff that you use for like gift bags, um, regular paper with lines, printer paper, cardboard, um, construction paper. That was a good one. And I just meant that like he really enjoyed the construction paper. Sticky notes. That was kind of funny when it would get stuck on his fur. Probably not funny to him. And I think that's all. Oh, and then like I have this calendar, this like daily calendar. It has like a huge picture of some cat and then like a little quote. Um, so I let him play with a page of that. He didn't seem to like that too much. I don't know why. I haven't figured that one out yet because it's paper and he likes paper. But anyways, so those are all of the different textures he's experimented with. Um, it's hilarious to me. Um, he also plays fetch just like a dog. Now, Caesar used to do this years ago. He didn't really play it like all the way. So like once in a while, like he would throw like a little like one of those little soft cat toy ball things, and Caesar would run and he would go get it, and then like he would jog back with it in his mouth and drop it halfway before he got to me. And once in a great while, he would bring it all the way back, but he would just kind of do circles around me with it in his mouth. And I'm like, you're supposed to kind of like drop it in my hand. So that's how fetching went with him. And then with Apollo, this motherfucker goes and gets the thing and trots on back with it. And he's done this with like crumpled up wrapping paper. Um, there's these little like springy things that he loves because I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but he like just loves to chase them, trot around with them. So like I'll throw one of the little whatever I just call those, and he'll go get it and he'll trot back with it and he'll put it in my hand when I put my hand out. He does this with almost anything that I throw, except for food, because he likes food and he doesn't want to give that back. Not that I'm asking for it, because it's cat food. But anyways, so that's fucking cool. This cat can play fetch. I didn't even teach him. That's what he decided to start doing one day. And now, like, he just keeps doing it. And 9 times out of 10, he brings the thing right back to me. It is so fucking cute. Um, and he's like laying next to me in his cat tree right now, and his ears are perked up. So, you know I'm talking about you, right? I am obsessed with this cat. Obsessed. I mean, I could do like the next 50 episodes on this cat, just this cat alone, because he is so special. But anyways, I'll just move on to the other ones. I do love them too. So next up is Phil. I have been complaining about how this cat is like a teenager now and wants nothing to do with me. And like he just doesn't like to be touched. For real, for real. Like he will make noises like mm, I don't know if you heard any of those, but he makes these weird fucking noises that I've never heard a cat make before, but they're clearly noises that indicate he's not having a good time. And this cat loved me when he was a baby. I like fed him. He like I thought he was going to be my cat because he kept like snuggling on me. And then he got older and he was like, "Fuck you." And so the past few days, all of a sudden, this cat is like, "I love you" again. And he is coming over to me for pets. He smushes his face into mine or like his forehead into my face. He's actually purring, and he used to do that when he was a kitten to manipulate me to get food. Or maybe that was like the only way he knew how to ask for food. Who knows? Um, I mean, I know I called a cat manipulative, but come on, like I think they do possess that a little bit. And he's been coming over to me and doing that lately, like even after I just get done feeding him. So I know it's not to get food. So I'm like, are you done being like a teenager? Are you ready to be like a grown man? No, he's still a kitten, but whatever. Um, I don't know why I said that just now. Well, I guess I meant because of the behavior. Like, are you a man now? Is that why you're like being nicer, or is this a fluke? So I don't know what to expect from this cat, and I don't know that I like that, but I'll take what I can get because I love this cat. I especially love cats that don't really want a whole lot to do with me because it's like my ultimate goal. What can I do? How long will it take to get them over to my side? Um, because who doesn't want to be adored by a cat? And he continues to grow. This is a huge fucking cat. And I just want to just squeeze him and kiss him. He's like a big old teddy bear. Just perfect to cuddle with, but on his terms, of course. And he is obsessed with tuna, loves it, and like they can't have it that often. So like I'll do a little bit like once a week. I'll split a can between the four of them so they get something. And Phil comes over to the counter and he kind of like um gets on his hind legs or whatever to like see, like he wants to sniff what can is she opening, what is she giving us. And whenever I give him the tuna thing to sniff, he gets so excited, like his eyes get wider. He starts trotting around the kitchen. And then when they go to sit at the little cat table before I feed them, I get two cute little meows from him. Meow, meow. And like this is a big cat, so like those are really tiny meows to be coming out of a big cat, but like they're so cute. So I make sure that like, he gets some tuna at least once a week because I need to hear those meows. Okay. Next up, Xena. She's still hanging on. I think she's gonna be 13 this year, or she is 13. Um, she's Alicia and my like our first together cat is what we call her. Like it's the first like when me and Alicia got together, I had Hades and Athena. And so they technically were like my cats. And Xena was the first together cat because like Alicia went and got her for both of us. And this cat is still hanging on. Like she's still bitchy, but she's so fucking cute. And she's the sweetest little cat, even though I think two things that are opposite can exist at the same time in this case. She's a bitch and she's really nice. um she's not usually like bitchy to us because it seems that the cat prefers humans over the other cats in the house. Like she just doesn't want really anything to do with the other three cats. And so when one of them comes after her to try to play, that bitch ain't having it. She's like bopping them on the head. She's growling. She's hissing at them and then like running away. But once in a while, I do see her sneak a couple of forehead licks in on one of the other cats, so she can't hate them that much. But she still only has her one meow, 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 meow. That's all she does. So we're supposed to guess what that means because it could mean thousands of things. Who knows? But that in itself was kind of funny. And I don't remember if I said this before, but it's worth saying again, at least to me. Like, I wish you could see this. So, like, when I go to the kitchen to like feed them the soft food and I get the four bowls out and I start doing the putting the food and whatever because like the older cats, uh-oh, who is at the door? Hold on. Oh, somebody left something. Okay. Thank you. Sorry, I'm professional. I love this Ring camera, by the way. It's great. Okay, anyways, where was I? Okay, so like when I go to the kitchen to like because the older cats can't have seafood anymore. Like the same thing happened with Athena and Hades. For whatever reason, like they get older and their stomach can't handle like the seafood stuff is too rich for them, I guess. And so Caesar and Xena have developed that and they can only have like poultry stuff. So I give the kittens the seafood a lot of the times, and then the older cats get like turkey or chicken or whatever. And Xena is so excited for her wet food. Like she gets up on the island because she doesn't want to eat at the table with the other cats, even though we put her name down there. And like once a month, she does grace them with her presence, but she likes to eat up on the island away from them. Doesn't even want to be on the same level as them because they're apparently beneath her. And I don't blame her for that way of thinking. So she gets the island all to herself. I have a little area set up where I put her food on there so that, you know, she gets to be comfortable. And she gets like this cat is like a burrito. She's not that big, like a little roly poly kind of like just she's just a small little thing. And she'll get to the very edge of the island. All four of her feet are on that edge. I don't know what the fuck she's doing, but she's like so excited. That's what she does to show it. And she just stands there and goes, meow, meow, meow. Like, hurry up, bitch, hurry up and feed me. And sometimes I admit I do just take my time a little bit because it's so cute. It's so cute. Like our island is big and this cat is small. And for whatever reason, she has to get to the very edge where she's about to fall off because that's how she shows that she's excited for her food. I don't know, it's so weird, but it's cute. Um, so that's her. And Caesar is pooping all over the house now. Um, that doesn't sound the way it sounds. Like he's not doing it on a daily basis. Um, it's still like maybe every 2 days because I've talked before about how like he's got bathroom trauma. Like that's the only way I can describe it because why else would he be doing this stuff? He's done this like on and off for like the whole time we've had him, which is like what 11 years, 12 or something like that. And so like the boys um not Xena, it'll be the kittens that will like chase him. Like they're very territorial over the shit box. And Xena figures out how to use it when they're not around. I don't know why Caesar can't figure that out, but he hasn't. So he won't always poop in the box. Sometimes he will, but like now I found some poop on a cat scratcher on the ground, like those cardboard ones. Like that fucking cat had to position his asshole just right to poop right on that cat scratcher because it wasn't a huge cat scratcher. And why would you poop there? That's intentional. That's not whoopsie. I did a poo poo. I didn't mean to do it here. That is intentional. So I've been trying to decipher that message since he did that like last week sometime. I still haven't figured it out. Like, what was he trying to say? And then he pooped yesterday right in front of the front door. just this tiny little turd, and I know it's him. I know we know it's him. It's not the other ones. Like I can even I don't please tell me I'm not the only one, but like I can tell based on the look of the shits who they belong to, which cat those poops came out of. I don't know why. I can just don't ask me. It's not like I, conducted a whole investigation, like, you know, stalking them at the litter box and then like opening it up to see what they deposited so I can compare it. Like it was nothing like that. I can just tell. I don't know why. And that is definitely Caesar poop. So my rationale was by the time I woke up, Alicia was going to be home from work within 2 hours. And I didn't really have to leave the house because it was hot. So I just left the shit there because we agreed that if there's any poop that happens outside of the litter box, she's responsible for cleaning it up because I can't handle that smell. Like I gag. And any barf, I am responsible for cleaning that up. And I do understand that, like, I think I said this was going to be a short episode, but oh, nope, I got talking about cats. If I said it was a short episode, whoops, you should have known not to believe me. But anyways, um, so it doesn't mean that like I couldn't have picked up the poop because obviously she wasn't home and that would be the natural thing for me to do. But my mind was like, do not go over there. You're gonna like dry heave because it's so gross and like just the whole experience of cleaning up turds like out of the litter box, especially if they're fresh. No. So I left it there and I didn't think to myself that when she opened the door, when she came home, it would go right over the turd and so shit would get smushed underneath the door. Do you know what I mean? So there's just shit underneath the door. Like, there's not a wide space to get under there and clean that all off. But, anyways, that happened. And she didn't notice. And so when she got settled in and like we usually do a little check-in when how was your day, blah blah blah, I was like, so there's this turd in front of your door. And she's like, why didn't you tell me? Like, why didn't you clean it up? And I was like, well, this was the way my brain thought that you would be home in 2 hours, so what's the point of me cleaning it up when you're coming home soon? That's really what my thought process was, and it made sense to me. She was not happy about that. But she did clean it up. So yeah, Caesar's doing that. I don't know why he's able to pee in the litter box. I still haven't figured that out because you still have to take your time to pee, just like you have to take your time to poo. And our house is tiny. There's no way we would not smell if he was pissing somewhere other than the box because he did do that one time. Um, what cat did we get? Morpheus. That's what, yeah, we had gotten Morpheus several years ago. Morpheus was a crazy little guy and very territorial over the shit box. And he was so bad at like keeping Caesar away from it that like Caesar started pissing in one of the recliners. And it was one of the ones that we didn't use very often, so he was at least being courteous about it. And like you cannot get that smell out of like it is just gross. So I don't know why he's peeing in the box but not pooping. And I know that cats try to leave you a message sometimes when they poop outside the litter box, like, hey, there's something going on with me. But I mean, this cat's been doing this like over the course of the whole time we've had him, you know. Sometimes he'll go a few years and then we'll have stuff like this happen. But anyways, um other than that, he's a very insatiable kitty. He loves pets. He stalks me. I'm his favorite human. He does not like the other cats and he definitely prefers me over Alicia. So win 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 in my book. And that's all I have to say about the cats. And I'm going to end this with something sad but also happy. So Alicia had applied for this program. Um, they have to meet certain requirements or whatever, but basically, like if they get selected, because like it comes down to like a handful of people, if they get selected in this program, they get $75,000 knocked off their school tuition. And Alicia racked up like 100 grand doing grad school the last few years. So she found out the other day that she was one of the people that gets the $75,000 knocked off her 100K. And I was like, oh my God, that is so much money for them to just wipe out. And obviously she owes time for that because like the incentive, well, like they benefit too because they don't want people out of the field if they can help it, because I don't know. I think they're hurting for people in some parts of the field or whatever. And Alicia's now a therapist and she has like the letters after her name and all of that fun stuff. So they want to keep her in the field and she owes 3 years um at Kraus. And it's either at Kraus or like in the field, but in the state, because it's not like you can just go from state to state and like do your thing. Like I think you have to get, don't you have to get licensed in different states? I don't know. For like therapy. I don't know. But anyways, she owes 3 more years on top of like the other 3 years that she owed for like I was like, dude, are you trying to keep us here for life? I mean, I'm not complaining about the 75K, even though it sounds like I am, but it's like, man, like, I don't like the idea of like being committed to stay in a country that I don't know that I want to stay in. Like, I don't know what it's going to look like if, like, 1 year from now, 2 years from now, if it's going to get any better, if it's going to get worse. And I'm like, so I guess she's going to have to prepare to go on the run if we really have to get out of here. And I don't know. She doesn't know that yet, but I'll fill her in. I mean, leave it to me. Leave it to an autistic person to fucking bitch about their spouse who got $75,000 wiped off their student loans. Because, of course, like I'm honing in on like the one thing about that that I don't like, which is I don't want to be trapped in this country. Okay. Well, that was a weird ending to a cat episode. So thank you for listening if you got this far. Hopefully I'll have other things to say next week. Um, And I'm still waiting for any messages or comments about anything you would like me to talk about that I haven't, or that like you want to hear anything, please. I need ideas. It's been so long that I've started this since I've done this podcast and like I've run out of things to talk about other than myself. Well, I guess is that the point? I got to go now cuz my brain and my mouth um not working. Okay. Bye.